right now, 1 in 9 people do not have access to safe and clean water. So the teams at water.org, co-founded by Matt Damon and Stella Artois, want to change that. They're partnering again this year to provide clean drinking water to people living in developing countries. And the campaign launches just in time for the Super Bowl.
Such a simple thing. Clean water at the turn of a tap. It's like magic. It takes no time at all. And yet millions of people in the developing world walk up to 6 hours every day for water. This chalice can change that. If just 1% of you watching this buys one, we could give clean water to 1 million people for 5 years. Join Stella Artois and water.org and help give back their precious time.
Matt Damon co-founded water.org with Gary White. I caught up with them in New York to talk about the campaign, and I also got Matt's thoughts on his arch nemesis. You'll see what I mean. Let's talk about this 4th year of this campaign. Talk to me about where it started and where we are today.
It was kind of like we dated for a couple of years, I think, and then it was just such a great partnership that we tied the knot and signed up to a full 4-year commitment, and we're 2 years into that. So we're 4 years into the entire thing, and we've now reached together with Stella 1 million people with clean water. So it's going really well, and this initiative, we hope by 2022 will hit over 3.5 million. And of course, a lot depends on, I mean, this Make Your Super Bowl Party Matter initiative, which is so cool, which is, if in Canada, if you go and buy a 12-pack of Stella, you're providing 6 months of clean water for somebody in the developing world. So if you bring a 12-pack to a party, or 2 12-packs, that would be a year of clean water for somebody. And it's just a great way to get people involved, and an actionable way to get, because that's a question we get all the time, like, well, what can I do? And so Stella really came up with a great answer for that.
Gary, everybody needs clean water. It's not as easy to get people clean water.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the barriers of entry on that end.
Yeah, it's a huge problem for more than 600 million people around the world who today had to figure out where their water was going to come from. And when you wake up in the morning and you don't know that, and you have to go walk or pay a vendor for water at exorbitant rates, sometimes you're spending 25% of your income on your water for your family. And it just takes a huge toll. Kids aren't in school because they're walking to collect water. Women can't work at paying jobs because of this. And it just robs people of their future. And at water.org, we exist to end that.
It's such a democratic move as well, as you said. Everybody needs water, and yet this lack of access predominantly affects women and children.
Women and children, and in particular girls, it's often the girls that are in charge of water collection. So you come across all these girls in the developing world who aren't in school because they need to take that time and scavenge for water. And obviously that affects the outcome and what their expectations can be for the rest of their life. Versus when you meet somebody who's got access to clean water, the number of girls that we've met around the world who are in school and who are they have these hopes and dreams, the great things that life can bring, because they're going to maximize their own potential. And the very first person I ever went on a water collection with was a little girl in Zambia, and talking to her, it was so, I had so much fun talking to her because she reminded me of Ben Affleck and me at that age. And she wanted to become a nurse, and it reminded me of how we were going to move to the big city and become actors, and I just really related to her. And then it struck me later, gosh, if somebody hadn't put that bore well near her house, she wouldn't be in school. She wouldn't have these dreams. She'd just be trying to survive.
And I've got to ask about this personal partnership between the two of you, because maybe you want to put some earmuffs up, because I'm hoping to get some compliments for you.
No, don't
but
do
this
that.
Doesn't seem to me that Matt is a figurehead. It doesn't seem to me that Matt is somebody who's parachuting in. It seems like there's work that's being done on his end that's commensurate with the work that you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. It's been more than a decade now that Matt's committed himself to this cause, traveling to the countries we're working in, Ethiopia, Haiti, India, on multiple occasions. And literally, Matt has become one of the world's water experts. And when the president of the World Bank wants you to come and speak there, that's serious stuff. And certainly Matt has mastered this. And so not only does he bring, obviously, the huge following and the celebrity status, but he brings the brains to the operation as well.
I did want to
take the earmuffs off now.
Yeah, you take the earmuffs off, yes. This notion of advocacy by celebrities is not new, but I did want to ask you a question that I think is very important. What do you think of this picture?
It's just disgusting.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's just absolutely disgusting. What is he doing?
He's making him so sexy.
It's gross. It's just gross.
He turned into a little bit of an accidental advocate this year, defending healthcare, and I thought he did a glorious job doing that.
Yeah, I think it's very personal. I think people connect with him because everything he says is very personal. I don't, because I hate his guts, but I think most other people probably do.
Looking forward in Hollywood, you know, you've used actually water terminology, calling what we're experiencing right now a watershed event.
Sure.
What change would you like to see in Hollywood over the next year to make it a better place?
I'm looking forward to just to listening and to watching the women and the victims and the survivors take the lead and help any way I can. And I think that's what a lot of people in my position are doing now. And that's, you know, as I've said, I want to go for the ride, but I'll be in the back seat. And I'm excited to see where it goes, because change is important and necessary.
I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm excited where this initiative takes us.
Ben.
Congratulations to both of you.
Appreciate
and
it.
have a great Super Bowl.
Thanks a lot.
You too.